We stayed in Mae Rim, Thailand for 3 months, from March 4th until May 30th, 2025. Paul has an American passport, I have a Swiss passport, and automatically we can stay 60 days in the country, in Thailand. In order to extend another 30 days, you need a T30 form. The hotel, property, or resort manager needs to fill that out. So we were staying in a big house and took care of the place and 3 cats while our hosts were in the US. Here is the first video about our trusted house sitter's job. This video is about the house. So the easiest way for us to get a T30 form filled out was to stay 2 nights, well, no, not to stay, but to book 2 nights at the Monoceros resorts that was very close from where we were staying. We already spent our first night in Mae Rim there. So on March 23rd, we went over there and we reserved 1 night for that day and another night for May 29th. We paid 3,300 Thai baht, what is about $98.52. So we never used those nights, honestly, but we did it so they filled out the T30 form for us. So while we were waiting for him to fill out the form, Paul ate lunch at the Monoceros resort and then we could just pick it up. We took a Grab car and went to the immigration bureau. So the Grab driver let us out in front of the immigration bureau, but first we had to go across the street to get our photos taken. They were done somewhere else. Unfortunately, my CFS, chronic fatigue syndrome, was crazy active at that time. There is a video about CFS. So we got out of the Grab car. In the Grab car, we had nice AC. And as soon as we got out, oh my gosh, the heat hit us. It was so fucking hot, and because my CFS was so strong, I was so slow, and it was really brutal for me to walk over to that place where we had our photos taken. Yeah, before that day, for over a week, I wasn't able to get out of the house anymore because of constant diarrhea and nausea. So yeah, that was like the first day out again. I told Paul, yeah, let's do it today. I can do it. I know I can do it, but I was very weak and slow. So we made it to the other side of the street and there we got our pictures taken. We paid 240 Thai baht, what is $7.17. For both of us. Oh, and I was wearing, like now, like almost always, sleeveless shirt, and I had to cover, actually with this here, I had, or was it, no, I think I had my little jacket with me. Anyways, I had to cover up the shoulders for the pictures. So, and then after that, we went back to the other side, and the document preparation point is actually outside, but it was covered like with a tent and there were fans in there. I had to sit in front of that big ass fan to be able to recover from the walk to get the photos taken. Paul got numbers for us, for waiting, and as soon as we sat down, our number actually showed up. So not much wait, like basically no wait at all. There were people there, but not very many. Well, we were there during low season. I can only imagine how packed it would be there during high season. Anyways, it didn't take long for Paul to come back from the counter because for some reason he had to go back across the street. Something was missing. And well, he went alone. I kept sitting in front of the fan to try to recover. Paul came back. I had to sign many papers, and then Paul brought the papers to the counter and they sent us into the building where we got a number again for waiting, and there were more people, so the wait was much longer. There was 1 counter for tourists. There were many other counters, but for other things. So 1 counter for tourists, and we had 10 people in front of us. Well, you could tell because of the number that was showing up. So far, everything went super fast, but then in the building, there was some waiting. But some of the numbers they called, no one showed up. So it didn't take that long to wait until our number was up. So it cost us 1,900 Thai baht each. So $56.76 per person. All in all, it took about 2.5 hours to get that done. Not bad at all. Again, if we would have been there during high season, it probably could have taken the whole day. So while we were staying in Thailand, the rules actually changed. because in 2024 there was a lot of abuse from Russians, Ukrainians, and Israelis. They came into the country and were doing business, what is illegal. So now, well, honestly, I don't know when this video airs, how it will be now, but yeah, now you can't come to Thailand anymore and automatically stay 60 days. Now you have to fill out an online entry application 3 days before you come into the country. And you have to put down an address where you'll be staying that they can verify. Oh, and Thailand airfares doubled over the last year. Yeah, we are trying, during our Nomad Life right now, we are trying not to fly from Thailand anymore. It is July 2025 right now, while I'm recording this, and great, we actually have another Trusted House Sitters job in Thailand, in Ao Kanom, in September for 6 weeks. And so for that time, I just talked to Paul, and yes, he said 3 days before we go into the country, we have to fill out that form. So we can't just go in anymore. We are in Singapore right now, and we will go to Thailand with the trains. So through Malaysia, and then, through Thailand, where we have to go. So we will spend at least 1 night in Thailand somewhere. So we have a verifiable address to put into the form, because I don't really know if it works, if it works as well if we put in the address from the Trusted House Sitters, also from the house we are living in. Well, it should work as well, but it's probably easier to put in a hotel, a resort. Well, we would stay in an Airbnb most likely. So I have to talk to Paul again, honestly, and ask him, I mean, Airbnb is not, I don't know if Airbnb is easier than just the house we are staying in. Yeah, so when you live a nomad life like we do, you gotta stay updated. So we both keep checking online for changes, requirements, and important stuff we should know about the countries that are on our list we would like to visit. Mostly Paul does that. I just send him links when I see something interesting that he should read. And he's also the one that then decides if it's really safe to go into that country we want to go. Taiwan, South Korea, and Laos always keep vanishing from our list and getting put back on and crossed out again, put back on. Well, so I really hope we also get to see those countries. South Korea and Taiwan, we could only go with Trusted House Sitters. Otherwise, we couldn't really afford it. There are also countries in South America we have to keep an eye on it, but we are not planning to go to South America until late 2026 and then spend mostly 2027 there. But Paul keeps an eye on them, and well, Paul keeps an eye on like everything that happens in the world to stay updated. Oh yeah, so we were actually really lucky. Before we came to Asia, we stayed in Turkey and in Europe. We were in Belgrade, Serbia. Here is a video about Belgrade, Serbia. And we were there from June 17th until July 15th, 2024. And Paul told me around March 2025 that there were riots against the government in Belgrade, Serbia, and it wasn't safe anymore. We were in Istanbul, Turkey at the very beginning from our nomad life, so April 2024, and also the beginning of January 2025. And Paul told me around February 2025 that there were riots in Istanbul and it wasn't really safe anymore. So our timing is great so far. Yeah, just in general, unfortunately, all Europe kind of gets more and more unstable. So yeah, we got out of there just in time, we think. So that was kind of cool. But we want to go back to Switzerland before we're going to start our South Central America block. But Switzerland is usually very safe and it shouldn't be a problem. Stay happy, stay healthy.